What's up, everybody? This is Sam Carlson with Patient Stream. Welcome to newpatientschool.com. Now, I am recording this. This is not a live training today. I'm going to kind of record this in my house. I had a lot of things to say about this particular topic. Today, we're talking about how to grow your practice with high lead quality and automation. And not just those things. I mean, that's kind of what the topic is, but more defined and maybe a little bit more narrow. We're going to be talking about the process of going from, hey, I'm getting leads. I want more people to show up. I want those leads to be a higher quality level, and I want them to really want what I'm talking about by the time they show it to my practice. So I don't have a great title for that particular process, for that particular time frame, but I wanted to really share everything I've learned, my best tips, as well as jump into Patient Stream at the end and show you how I would put some of these phrases and some of these tactics into use using our automation. We're going to jump into it. Now, I've got an interesting new framework. I've never used this software to present before, so we're going to give it a shot. If it works, then awesome. Maybe I'll use it in the future. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into today's training. So grow your practice with high lead quality and automation. So first things first, it is 2021. Having an online presence, you can't have it. It's not a choice, okay? At the end of the day, here we go. We're going to see how well this works. The only way you can get around not having online marketing or some kind of online presence is maybe you're an older person, you're getting ready to retire and you want to sell, but you're okay selling for bottom dollar. Okay. If you want to sell for top dollar, you can't ignore your online presence. Okay. You can't do it. Okay. Number two, the second reason why you might be able to ignore it is if you're giving up. Maybe you've had enough of this whole thing and you're ready to just go out and work for somebody else, which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. All right. So really the point is, if you're going to be in business today, whether that's, chiropractic, you're a medical clinic, you're any type of business, you're a real estate agent, I don't care. Online presence is a must. Okay. You can't get away with not doing it. And you can't ignore the fact of what it takes to really be successful. You can't ignore those facts anymore. Okay. So if you want to be online, there's a couple of things that we're going to talk about today that you're going to need to know. All right. And so we're going to talk specifically about lead generation right now, as well as referrals, all that kind of stuff. So if you're going to be online and you want to grow your business, lead generation and lead marketing, despite what some people say, is the fastest way to grow your practice. Okay. And if you're using Patient Stream, as maybe we've already established, you can get leads easily. You can get them without too much effort. You just choose the condition you want to promote, click it, boom, you're off to the races. Okay. The next thing is if you're going to add lead generation into your business model, meaning you want to grow, you want to get past that glass ceiling of, hey, maybe I'm collecting 20, 30,000, but that's kind of where you're limited. If you want to get past that, you're going to run leads. Okay. My recommendation to you in running lead generation campaigns is to focus on the niches. Now, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this because I've done that in a ton of other videos, but the point is, by focusing on niches, you're going to start reaching a more qualified audience. Okay. Meaning if you put up an ad that's written specifically for people who have knee pain, probably the people who have low back pain are not going to be raising their hand. So you're going to get somebody who is more qualified, ready to raise their hand on these particular services. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. I hear all the time that, we grow our business with referrals. Referrals are great. They are. I got no problem with referrals. They're amazing. So if you're going to do them, be proactive. Okay. Have a script ready, train your staff on how to do it, and make sure that you're always proactive and you seize those opportunities during, the patient journey where you can really maximize those opportunities. So I remember back when I was consulting with docs, one of the phrases that we would teach them, and we would literally script them with this. We would say, hey, make sure that you, the staff, whoever it is, when somebody has a positive experience, that you take that opportunity to, to get something. Okay. You don't have to do it every time, but take that opportunity to get something, so either a review or a referral. So here's an example of what the script might look like. Hey, yeah, it's great to hear you doing so well, Sam. We know, one of the ways that we help that we can is we love helping people like you. So we always ask folks just like you, because that's who we grow our business with, if you would be so kind as to give us a review, or if there's anybody who you can refer, right? So just be prepared, write your own script. I haven't done that in years, but it's great to hear from you. It's great to hear you're doing so well, Sam. One of the ways we continue to help people like you is to ask for referrals. Is there anyone who's struggling with knee pain? There you go. Just read it. I guess I didn't need to ad lib it. All right. So we know we need to be online. We know that lead generation is a great way to blow up our business. So let's go ahead and talk about exploding our practice with leads. So the first thing that I must establish on the heels of that previous slide is the difference between apples and oranges. And in this case, apples and oranges are referrals and leads. A big problem that I see docs coming in with is when they talk about doing marketing, Facebook ads, things along those lines, they throw people who get referred into the clinic into the same basket that they throw Facebook leads into. Okay. Well, when we get referrals, people just come in. Well, those people already know, like, and trust you. We call that borrowed credibility. Okay. So the fact that, when I refer somebody one of my friends to a restaurant or to a service provider, whatever it is, that friend takes our friendship and transfers it over to that service provider. So there's borrowed credibility there. So whatever it is that you're trying to sell or to offer to people, you immediately bypass all of these steps because of that relationship. So apples and oranges, folks, you need to understand that referrals are way different than leads. Leads are what we call them cold. Okay. Meaning they don't know you. They don't necessarily like you. They don't dislike you. They're just indifferent. Okay. They don't know you. And so really what you have to do, what you have to figure out at this point of your business is how to meet them where they are at. You have to meet them where they are at. Okay. And that's what today is going to focus on. Now, before we get into how to focus and meet them where they're at, the tactics, the scripts, everything along those lines, let me first tell you or set maybe another foundation for this discussion. This is called the tale of two practices, practice A and practice B. Now, I want you to ask yourself really honestly, okay, which one of these categories, and maybe somewhere in between, but where you stand in this particular metaphor, okay, the tale of two practices. You got practice A. Practice A has 150 amazing reviews, 4 or 5 star reviews. And they've got a great looking website with updated content. Okay. They care. They've got somebody who's focused and they touch bases and they talk about it in their staff meetings, and they've got regular staff training. So that's practice A. Okay. Now you've got practice B, who has 5 to 7 reviews. Okay. They've got a plug and play website. A website was really just a burden to this practice. And honestly, they wanted to be a doctor. They have no interest in owning a business. So staff training is kind of a thing of the past. Okay. It's something they know they should do, but spending the time to do it, not going to happen. So I want you to put yourself in that particular situation. Which one of those are you? Okay. That's question 1. Question 2. If we turn on a marketing campaign, a lead generation campaign for both of these practices, let's say they're in the same city, same demographics, same everything, will they get the same results? Absolutely not. They will not. Okay. Because know, like, and trust is not just in person. We're online. We have to establish a relationship with that person. Okay. This training today is going to focus on some of the scripting and some of the text automations and things like that you can do to be more like practice A. We're not going to focus on content and all that kind of stuff. We can do that on a later training if you want. Let me know in the comments. Okay. But today we're really talking about the scripting and how to do this. So let's just, put yourself in whatever situation you're at. All right. Now, I'm calling this phase one. So explode your practice phase one, because this is really, again, about taking a cold lead and turning it into a warm prospect. Okay. And that's a moment in time. That's like, hey, the lead is generated this morning, and we have a specific time frame in which we can take that lead and say, hey, you have interest, and now you're more than interested. You're warming up to the idea. Okay. So that's the point. That's what we're focusing on here. Future trainings, we can jump in on other things, but today we're really honing in. We're focusing in on that particular thing. Okay. So cold lead objective number one, making contact. Okay. And so let's go right here. You have to remember that even though this person has opted in, and that's already happened, it doesn't mean that that person is ready to go. Okay. They're not a referral. It simply means that they have interest. Okay. And so that's where we start from. And that's where we need to focus. Okay. Remember, timing is everything. If we let our leads, maybe a lead comes in and we're only looking at patient stream, or maybe you're using something else. You're only looking at stuff once every other day, or whatever the case may be. That is not good enough. Even if you have automation. Okay. And we're going to talk about automation because patient stream, it makes sure that timing is not an issue. It will send out a lead notification or a follow-up phrase immediately. But the spirit of the law here, when we were talking about timing is everything, is that we need to be attentive and ready to engage. Okay. If you're buying leads and they're going into the black hole, you have no automation, or maybe they're just going to a spreadsheet, you're wasting a lot of money. All right. Let's move down the list here. We're moving right along. This is great. Automation can help, but be careful of leaving fate into the hands of a machine, even patient stream's machine. Okay. People buy from other people. That will never change. That is still the case. Now, I want to tell you this story. This is important because what I find funny is that everybody wants to skip the process. They want to say, well, I really want my practice to just grow. That right is reserved to the people who figure out the lead game, who figure out systems, who really train their staff. That game and the self-growing practice is not something that happens by chance. Okay. I had a sister who sold windshields for a time, and it was in Boise, Idaho, and she showed up to Cascade Auto Glass. And I think they had like a bullpen, like a floor where a bunch of, people were on the floor selling. And she got in, never had any sales training at all. Okay. Got in, and within like the first month or two, she went from being brand new to being like the top salesperson on the floor. She would sell more than anybody else. And everybody wanted to know why. And what was really funny is when you asked her, she didn't know why. But as a person who's very experienced in sales, I was like, well, it's because everybody knows you're friendly. They hear it in your voice. They hear it in your tone. They hear you listening to them. Okay. The personality of the person reaching out really matters. If you're a reclusive kind of person, maybe you're not real interested in people. Maybe you don't like people that much, which that's fine. We need all sorts of personality types in this world. There's a lot of things going on. But if you are a people person, if you're bubbly, if you're happy, those are the people who are going to naturally relate to prospects and leads. In this case, my sister stole the show in that company, and she would beat any of those guys on the floor. It was amazing. Okay. I also want to take a minute to note on my YouTube channel, and here's the link. I'll go ahead and link it right here that, to go and watch this video. This is Michelle Sims' video. She did a cases closed study with me, and she talked about how she developed her practice prospecting system. That's kind of what I call it. And she talks about her processes, how she comes in and tracks things from day to day. It's very straightforward. It's very simple. She really only does like 4 macro things. And from doing that, she's able to really nurture and get new leads in, new patients in all the time. So I'm going to link that here so you can go, and once you're done with this video, you can take that and start implementing some of those things as well. Okay, now understand this. The spectrum of cold leads are huge. Okay, you have to meet them where they are at. So what do I mean the spectrum is huge? I mean, even when somebody doesn't know you, they go from, hey, I'm ready to do something right now because I'm in so much pain, I need to do something. Or, I don't know that I trust you at all. I think I saw some things about you that I don't like, whatever it is. So there's a lot of people in between. Indifferent, I'm in pain now, whatever it is. Okay. So we need to meet those people where they're at. All right. So, and that's where we're at right here. All right. Meeting people where they're at. Imagine you're on a first date. Actually, before I get into that, I have doctors ask me all the time, well, can't we put a higher price tag on the offer? Or can't we make them fill out a quiz before, before the offer, something like that? There's a time and place for those kind of things. And I think primarily my biggest, the biggest reason why I mentioned this particular story, we'll get to it, is a lot of times people want to use price tag as a reason to filter people, basically. And that is a really silly thing. You can't filter somebody with a price point. You need to first establish an interest, and then you need to increase their desire. Okay. Just because you have an interest does not mean that you're going to win money from them. Okay. So imagine you're on a first date. Now we get to the story. Imagine you're on a first date and the guy or the gal walk in, you're on the date, and you say, I think this date's going pretty good. What are you doing for the rest of your life? How would you like to get married? Probably not going to go over well. Or what if you did something like this? What if you said, hey, this date's going pretty well so far. What's your family history like? Is there longevity? Do you guys have, any heart disease, anything like that? Any birth issues? If you start asking questions like this, okay, you might take a potentially perfect candidate and scare them away from from a date in this case, or from your practice. Okay. Everything needs to happen in succession. You need to first lay the foundation of trust, build some interest, desire, and then so on and so forth. So when you're looking at cold leads, treat them with the delicacy that you treat a first date. Okay. Ask them about them. Focus on them. That's where you want to start. Okay. And, you can absolutely have amazing success with leads so long as you take the time to meet folks where they're at. So let's talk about the different approaches, because I think maybe the idea of relating to them and not rushing too quickly and, not scaring them off too quickly, I feel like that's probably starting to set in. So now it's like, okay, well, how do I do that, Sam? What's the ways that I can do that? Okay. Well, first I'm going to go over 3 primary approaches to doing this. And then once we've gone through those, I'll show you just how to demonstrate how to do this in Patient Stream. I'll show you how to build these out in your Patient Stream account. Okay. So method number 1, I'm calling this approach angle number 1, which is engage. Okay. Now engage. The goal of engaging a lead is to solicit a response. That's the only thing we're going for. We just want them to answer the text, answer the email, whatever the case may be. Okay. There's a couple of ways I know how to do this. One is ask a question. So when the lead is generated, okay, let's say you go into PatientStream, you turn on our knee decompression offer. A lead comes in for knee decompression. A text immediately goes out when that happens and it says, "Hi, Sam," because I opted in. "Hi, Sam, this is Jacob from PS Clinic." And then that's the only text. A second later, text number 2 goes out. "Sorry to hear about your knee pain. What part of your knee is hurting the most?" I'm soliciting a response. I'm not talking about me. I'm not trying to get them on the schedule. I'm not doing anything else. I'm trying to go for engagement. That is the goal here. All right. Now, I could do a variety of different things like this. Another variation, and this is a good one. This is probably a little bit easier than the other one. "Hi, Sam. My name is Jacob with PS Clinic." PS is PatientStream, by the way. And then 5 seconds later, and which knee is it? Is it the left knee or the right knee? Which one is bothering you? Okay. That's awesome. Now, pro tip here. "Hey, Sam, none of those worked. Well, I tried both of them. They didn't work." Well, that's what's great about automation is you can have a text go out the next day because people don't respond for a variety of reasons. And most of the time, it's not because they don't want to deal with you. It's because they're busy. You know, they've got other things going on. Maybe they meant to text you back, but maybe they're a little hesitant. Whatever the reason is, people are busy. Okay. So here's a pro tip. Automate a text or an email or both to go out the next day and have it say something to the effect of, "Hey, Sam, did you have a chance to check out our knee program on our website?" Okay. Wait a little bit. "Here's the link. Do you have time for a chat today?" All right. That's kind of, again, that's just an idea. Meeting them where they're at. Maybe they're hesitant. Well, here's some information on our knee restore program. It's a blog on our website. We've got a video there. Whatever the case may be, there is a way to engage leads. Now, again, asking questions, that's your tool. That's the way you're really going to get people to reach back out to you. All right. Approach 2. Now, approach 2 is qualify. All right. The goal of qualifying is to request a prospect to make the first move. Okay. So here is an actual, now this is one of our users. This is the first text that goes out on all of their campaigns, and it seems to work very well. Okay. So it says something like this: "Thanks for reaching out to us, Sam. This is Jacob. Give me a call at 555-555-5555, and we'll get you right in for your knee appointment." Now, these appointments are limited and highly sought after, as Dr. Bradley is an expert in knee pain care. He will listen to you and help you to find relief from your pain. We look forward to talking with you shortly. Okay, so what are we doing here? We're basically saying, hey, you call us. By calling us, that person is showing another level of commitment. All right. I got the lead. You told me to call. I called. That's a qualified lead. All right. Let's go to number 2. Qualify even deeper. "Hi, Sam. It's Jacob from PS Clinic. Thanks for reaching out." Second text goes out. So our knee restore program has about an 85% success rate and has helped a lot of people. To see if you're a fit, I'd like to ask a few questions. Is now a bad time? All right. Here's what I like about this. First of all, by saying our program has an 85% success rate, we're adding some reality. Like, we're making this thing more credible, this offer more credible, because we're not saying, oh, it helps everybody. Right. And then we're just asking them again a question. Can we ask you a couple questions to go over that? Okay. So that is a really great qualifying question. Let's move on to approach number 3. Approach number 3. Now, the goal here is to get a person scheduled up front. Now, once you've done this, positive reinforcement needs to be implemented. Okay. You need to do something else. You can't, when somebody takes a proactive move and schedules their own appointment, you can't just leave it to chance and, think that the battle is won. You need to say, hey, that was awesome. Thanks for scheduling your appointment. Send them a text or a call. Hey, Sam, we got your appointment. Thank you so much for setting that up. We're going to have great, you're going to have a great appointment, whatever. We're going to send you some text reminders, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to say on that phone call. It's great to positively reinforce that action whenever it comes. It's going to improve your show rate. It's funny. You can take a little bit of one-on-one time with a person and it will double or triple your show rate. Okay. If you don't have like an 80% show rate, it's because you're not touching them. You're not making a personal contact with them before they show up. All right. So approach number 3, commit. So here's how this might work. And Patient Stream defaults to this. I wouldn't say it's the best one, but we can't default to all of them. And every location is different. So here is what Patient Stream's default response is for many of our campaigns. You did it, Sam. I'm Heather, and it's my job to find a day and time that works best for you. What days of the week usually work better for you? Mornings, afternoons? Text me back or just give me a call at this number. Thanks so much. Okay, this is good. I mean, this is great because we're offering a level of service. And honestly, I like to lead with this one first because even still, this is an older demographic in many cases, and they don't normally want to schedule online. Okay, now let's go to number 2, the follow-up schedule. Okay, text 1. Hey, Sam, I know a lot of people like to schedule themselves, so here's a link if you'd rather do that. Another text goes out. Look forward to seeing you soon. Okay, and this is just a different way of doing it. Again, this would not be my preferred way of doing this. Now, the commit approach, I didn't make a written note here, but the commit approach is a sensitive one. Okay, this is one that a lot of people, this is ideal for most clinics, but it's not ideal for most leads. And here's why. When you go straight for the appointment, while that's the most natural thing for you, it's not the most natural thing for them. For them, they want some level of credibility, some level of trust. And that comes from a person. Okay. So we're trying to engineer these conversations in a way to where they basically synthesize that. They really put you in, they start building that trust and credibility. All right. So hopefully so far this is going awesome. Again, like I said, we're going to jump in to the builder here in just a second. I'll show you how to take these and put them into Patient Stream. But before we do that, I want to say one quick note on scripting and training. As far as scripting and training are concerned, the best script that you can get on the internet, you can find right here. And I'll put, by the way, before I talked about Michelle's video, all of these notes and everything will be in the description below. Okay. So you can find all the links and everywhere to go in the description below. Okay. So the best script and how to, like, if you don't want to train your staff on scripting, you're not great on scripting yourself, grab this link, click on it. It's an awesome training and it'll take you through, and you can copy that script if you want to, no problem. And then the best training and staff development on the internet is also on my YouTube channel, and I will link that in the comments below. And that will guide you on how to train your staff, because some people, I mean, maybe they want to train their staff, but they just don't know where to start. So watch that video, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how easy it is to really do that. So let's go ahead. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take one of these approaches, and we're going to copy and paste it into Patient Stream. And we're going to do one where it's like basically one of the two-step ones. Okay. So we'll go with approach number 1, engage. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Okay. Go ahead and copy. And then we're going to go over into Patient Stream. Now, this is a brand new follow-up chat. Now, if you're a Patient Stream user already, you wouldn't do this. You would request the follow-up sequence from our help desk, which is down here. You just click this. And you go down here and you say request a sequence. By requesting a sequence, we'll upload this into your account. And then instead of like what I'm doing here is I'm going to manually put in this text, you won't have to do this. You'll just basically go in and edit what I'm doing. You'll just edit and do it yourself. Okay. So here is text number 1. So, hi, Sam, this is Jacob from PS Clinic. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just leave everything like this for the example. Okay. Now that is the first text that's going to go out. But remember, we had this follow-up text, which was this one right here. And we don't need the quotes, but who cares? This is just a test. Okay. We're going to do a follow-up text. So these are going to happen one right after another. It'll be 2 separate texts. And I like to do that. I'm not going to go into why I like to do that. I just like to do that this way. It's more kind of text appropriate. And let's just leave it at that. Okay. So we'll hit save. And then you can make this after 1 minute, whatever. In this case, I'm going to leave them the same. This one goes first, and then this one goes right after it. All right. Now we had another one where it was like a day later. So I'm just going to go show you how to do that. In fact, let's go ahead and go back and we'll grab, let's see here. Okay. Let's do this right here, because this is the next day, right? Go ahead and put this in. And again, this is just an example. I'm not going to take the quote marks out. Okay. So here it is. We'll hit save. And then this is going to go out after 1 day. Okay. I think there was one more that was going out right after that. So let's go ahead and do that one too. Whoop. The thing popped up. Come on, get out of the way. There we go. All right. And then grab this. Okay. Okay. And then this text goes out right after this one. So now we have 2 days of text reminders that are going out. They follow one of the approaches, the engage approach that we've kind of outlined here. And it works awesome, by the way. And one thing that you might do that's a little ninja, something that I like to do is you can click right here and you can add a picture, right? You can add a picture, and that's kind of neat, I think. So you can put a staff picture there. We got a lot of people. You need to be judicious on how often you use pictures, because some of the carriers don't like that as much. They think it's, it's not good. So don't use it on every text, but this is something kind of cool. And you just hit save. Okay. And just like that, you have, you're testing the engage method, and you've got the automation fixed. Like I said, if you're a patient stream user already, if you see that you're doing, if you see that you're doing the commit method, you're just going straight for the scheduling, and then it's not working as well as you would like, go through, change the first 2 text messages, and copy and paste what we did in here, put them in there, and try that. Try that for a month and see how you do. Track your numbers, track your response. And if you're getting a better overall percentage, then that's an improvement. That's great. Okay. So I guess kind of in parting, as far as final words are concerned, I know that's it would seem like getting leads would be very straightforward. You get leads, you hire somebody else to run your campaigns, you hire somebody else to follow up with them. That would seem like a good thing to do. But I will tell you from experience that if you want to have amazing success with leads, okay, I'm not saying you have to have, you have to learn everything about marketing. I right here am curating the information for you so you know exactly what to do and in which steps to do it. Okay. And it won't take you very long before you're at a point to where, man, you know how to get more knee leads than you know what to do with, or more neuropathy leads than you know what to do with, whatever the condition is. Okay. So thank you so much for checking out this week of New Patient School. I hope it's been helpful. And, if you have any questions, if you want to know anything, schedule a demo, learn how Patient Stream works. If you're a Patient Stream user, send one of your friends, make an affiliate commission. May as well. My name is Sam Carlson. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next New Patient School.